What's going on, everybody? This is Kyron Montero. You're tuned into the KM Blog. This is blog number 2. I know it's 2 in one day, but this is audio engineering. It's a lifelong journey in art form. We're always learning. We'll never know it all, and so it's always going to be something to talk about. I love talking about it. I got a big mouth, so giving the information to y'all. Hopefully it serves a purpose and helps y'all. Today, I want to talk about, in this second blog, about simplifying your tools. So let's rewind back to the complete analog days when guys was recording and mixing 100% on tape and using all analog gear, you know, analog consoles, outboard gear, a lot of different things like that. Well, back then, they had what was in front of them, right? If I was mixing a record back in those days, or even if I was to go into a studio right now and mix on an analog console, I will have what's right in front of me on that console, right? If I wanted to use outboard gear, I will be stuck with whatever outboard gear that they had, whatever compressors or EQs or reverbs, etc. I would be stuck with that unless I had my own gear that I just use every single mix, which I do. So if I take some of my own gear out of my studio, then fine, I can use that. But the point is that you use what was right there in front of you, right? So if I'm on a console, every channel has its own channel strip, all right? So it has an EQ on it, a compressor, a gate, things like that. I'm not going to be able to take that EQ out of the console and replace it with something else. I'm going to have to use that console, trust that console, and know that console so well that I know how to drive it. I know those EQs so well that I know how to use them. I'm going to use those compressors. I'm going to start right there. What's my point? Today, in 2014, currently, you know, there's all kind of companies making incredible plugins. Waves, UAD, Isotope, IK, Sawtooth, Slate Digital. I mean, the list just goes on. Even great boutique companies like Plug and Mix, right? There's all kind of people making great plugins. They're even emulating classic analog and hardware pieces that's been around and that's famous in the audio engineering world. And we just have so many options that sometimes it makes us get distracted more so than it helps us. Now, I love buying a lot of plugins just like the next dude. I have a lot of plugins in my arsenal, but I use the same plugins on every single mix. When I'm mixing records or when I'm mastering, I use the same plugins every single time. Why? Because just like analog equipment, those plugins have their own tone, personality, characters to them. So I have to know my tools so much, right, that it becomes a part of my sound. That's how you kind of, you know, establish yourself is getting tools in line. And so my challenge today is just to simplify your tools, you know. Have 2 or 3 EQs, you know, maybe 4 that you like, 2 to 4 compressors that you really like, 2 to 4 reverbs that you really like, you know, a couple of different saturation plugins, maybe different harmonic deciders, whatever it is that you're using. Get those couple to a few that you use for different reasons and that you trust and can go to. And there might be, you know, situations and occasionally where you have to go outside of those and get something just for that. But for me, I'm using my favorite reverbs, delays, EQs, and compressors. I have my favorite few that I'm using every single mix. And so I think that we need to go back to how things was when things was 100% analog. And we need to take that and adapt that workflow concept to simplify our tools. Because if I'm trying to experiment with every single equalizer, every single compressor, every single reverb, every single delay that I have, I'm getting distracted from what's important. And what's important is getting a solid mix and being creative as quick as I can for my client, right? It's all to satisfy the client. That's what we're here for. We're here to satisfy the client, right? We're here to make them happy. We're here to take that record that they hear in their head and make it a reality. Well, I cannot spend 15,000 hours going through my effects, going through different things, trying to see if it'll work for that song. I have to have go-to tools that I know inside and out that help me establish my sound and my brand as an engineer and what I'm respected for. I have to have those tools that I go to every single mix, every single master. So rather you're a mixing engineer, rather you're a mastering engineer, even if you're a recording engineer, my challenge today is to know your tools and to simplify your tools. Have your go-to things, simplify your tools. That is the second blog from your boy Kyron Montero. Remember, visit www.kyronmontero.com or shoot me an email at info@kyronmontero.com for more information. You can go to the website, check out the blog, check out the sample work rates, hit me up for mixing and mastering, hit me up if you got questions. Love to talk to y'all. Thank you.